I'm going to be honest, I was falling out of anime, or better yet shonen. I saw the Promised Neverland on Crunchyroll's main page, but I also saw it all over Twitter as well. People hyping it up, gassing it, talking about how great it was. The typical. This shonen anime has changed my life and reignited my love for anime. It's like a huge emphasis on thriller and twist, with the action element added into it. I went into this anime thinking it's slice and life, and it's a genre I never really got grasped onto me, but which slowly changed to something extremely exhilarating and had me scratching for the next episode. Have you ever been lied to your whole life and found out everything was a lie? Everything wasn't okay? This series has an underlying message of how you can change your situation, any outcome, any obstacle if you're willing to try. And this is the Promised Neverland Anime Review. The Promised Neverland is about these kids that live in an orphanage that gets raised and nurtured to the best of their ability until one day they find out about that they're not just an orphanage, they're a farm. What I mean by that is demons are a part of the outside world, and they're all in like a plantation for where they get to a certain age, their brains get feeded to demons to help the demons survive and satisfy them. So a group of kids, Emma, Ray, Norman, they all find out that that is their sole purpose on living in that orphanage, aka the farm, and their whole goal is to escape. Emma's whole goal and purpose in that show is legitimately to recreate and make a new different world where kids do not get harvested for demons. Hence, that could be one of the main reasons why the show is called The Promised Neverland. I think Promised Neverland is something that everybody should watch. We all grew up watching anime such as Naruto to Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, Evangelion, a lot of oriented and action battle like animes, and this is a shonen, but it doesn't act just as a shonen. It brings forth a new twist and turn of characters, a way they are used in an anime like setting, and also bring form another different style of thriller and excitement to the genre of shonen. I highly recommend everybody to watch The Promised Neverland. This anime is fire. It is it, Chief. I really love The Promised Neverland. I think you all would too. You have three main essential characters in the show. Emma, she's fast, athletic, but maybe not the smartest out of the group. She has the energy and she portrays the actual shonen character. In my opinion, she fits the archetype of like the Luffy, the Naruto, and the Goku, always wanting to help people without losing things at any cost. Emma actually fits that, so it keeps the shonen vibe strong with her being the main character. But then this is where it gets really interesting and why I really love this anime. You got Ray and you got Norman, both smart powerhouses on the team. Ray is legitimately one of the coolest characters. If you want to look at him as a Sasuke, you can, but he doesn't work like that at all. Okay, but let's talk about Norman before I go to Ray. Norman is one of those characters that has a really deep and an emotional connection to Emma, the main character, the orange-haired girl. Legitimately, I think what makes Norman so good is his ability to adapt and to think on any situation and think further than ahead than the rest of his friends in the series. Legitimately though, I do think Norman is a really powerful character. He doesn't seem one-dimensional. They all have personalities, and I think his showcases a lot more in the thinking critical, story development aspect in The Promised Neverland. I thoroughly enjoy The Promised Neverland for this character. And legitimately, my last character I want to talk about, I don't want to go too deep and spoil it for you guys, but let's talk about Ray. Ray is my favorite character in the whole show. Legit reasons why is Ray has one of the coolest designs in my opinion out of the three characters. Like, come on, who doesn't like his hairstyle? I like spiky hair. If you like Yu-Gi-Oh, you're probably gonna like his hairstyle too, because that's what it reminded me of, just less colorful. What I like about Ray is that he's one of the kids that been in and knew about a lot of things more than Emma and Norman. Legitimately, Ray has the ability to actually be a mixture of everybody. However, he's actually a really two-timed character. What I mean by that is he plays as the bad guy solely to grow and evolve into just good purposes for his friends. And I think that is something that a lot of animes either fail to do or blatantly make it obviously and just really generic. The Promised Neverland doesn't do that at all. And I really deeply enjoy the fact that Ray is a character that we will have for a long time. Based on season 1, I have not read too much of the manga, but I only read up to where it ended. Is freaking phenomenal. Another good thing about this is that generally with a lot of shonen animes, they paint this whole ordeal where it's literally, you know, main protagonist and then there's the rival antagonist. You know, prime example, I'm gonna bring up Naruto and Sasuke or Goku and Vegeta a lot. Here you don't really have that. It's like all the characters from the get-go are somehow seemingly building a connection together, building a bond to achieve one goal. And I like seeing that aspect now, while that I'm kind of older, you know, and I still love shonen, but at the same time, it's something unique to me. And that's what makes Promised Neverland unique, is that it follows the shonen tropes with one character. However, it branches to a lot of different types of genres and animes within this one franchise. Promised Neverland is really phenomenal, and I love the Promised Neverland for that, because it really differentiates itself from every other anime within its core demographic or aka genre. So keep that in mind. The Promised Neverland is really good. I want to say this. I literally do believe The Promised Neverland is one of the greatest animes, and right now it is legit my favorite anime of all time. I've seen each episode of The Promised Neverland at least 3 to 5 times at this point. Legitimately, because I watch it by myself, and I watch it with my friends, then I explain it to somebody else, or I'm watching it with my brother. Legitimately, I do not get bored, and each time I watch the anime, I notice something different compared to the last time or the second time I watched it. You see little things, little hints, and a little more, you know, exposition within the world building of The Promised Neverland. One of the coolest things about The Promised Neverland is the art direction and the art style. It has this warm, like darkish light colors. You've probably seen some of the screenshots in the video, and it adds to the overall atmosphere of the world they're building with The Promised Neverland Season 1, at least the first episode 1 through episode 12. Now, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I highly suggest you reading the manga after each season airs. And the reason why I say this is because if you read the manga beforehand and then try to watch the anime, the exhilaration and the hype and the surprise factor, shock factor won't be there because you already know what's happening. Even me, I enjoy some portions of it from the manga. The manga, however, does a little bit more detail and explanation in the manga compared to the anime, and literally that's because the anime is made to, you know, entertain differently from the actual story and written material. I personally enjoyed both mediums, but I prefer the anime. That's how strong I am, and that's barely anything ever I like in my whole entire life where I say I enjoy another adaptation than the source material. That's just how I feel. Go watch The Promised Neverland. You won't be upset. I probably might do more anime reviews, anime stuff in the future. I don't know. Tell me what y'all would like to see. Do y'all want me to do One Punch Man? I could do One Punch Man episode reviews for you guys. I don't got that problem. I enjoy it. I think it's cool. I think it's pretty lit. If you want any other recommendations for animes like this, I highly recommend watching Terror in the Resonance. That's an anime that's something like it, but nothing on the level of The Promised Neverland in my opinion. Or watch a lot of other psychological thriller animes. A lot of slice and life animes start off like that, like this in a way how this started off, but then evolves into something completely different. Like prime example, I want to say Steins Gate was an anime that felt slice in life to me, a slice of life, and then it evolved into this whole unique thing. And I'm starting to realize how much enjoyable those type of animes are to me. I won't say they're better than shonen in a way, but I do see how enjoyable those animes have been to me in the recent years. So that being said, it's your boy Avataryaya. Comment, rate, subscribe. Tell me how you guys feel. Remember, you guys are golden. That is raw. Hit that like button, subscribe for more. I do a lot of anime games on this channel. I will be back definitely for My Hero Academia season 4 this fall. And tell me what other animes you want to talk about. I'll do it. I love y'all. Y'all love me. And remember, you guys are golden, and that is raw. Squalla. Peace. Yer.